I never thought I'd talk about this. For years I told myself it was just a story, something we made up to cope or to forget. But stories don't follow you home. They don't breathe in the dark when you're trying to sleep. This isn't a legend or a creepypasta from the internet. This is something that happened to me and two of my closest friends. We were just kids looking for adventure. And we found it. But adventure, real adventure, doesn't want to be found. It wants to take something from you. And it always does. If you grow up in the city, adventure isn't something you live, it's something you watch. When I was a kid, I used to sit in front of the TV and watch other kids climb trees, build forts, sneak through forests with flashlights. They always found something magical, mysterious, something hidden from the adult world. But when I stepped outside, there was nothing. No forests, no creeks, no secrets. Just concrete fences, rooftops, and alleys that led nowhere. Every inch of the city was owned, mapped, and numbered. The closest we ever got to adventure was sneaking onto construction sites, jumping between rooftops, or tagging walls that would be painted over a week later. It wasn't enough. Not for Liam. Liam was the loudest, the boldest, the one with ideas that sounded impossible until he made you believe them. Ethan was quiet, skeptical, always one step behind, but never absent. And me, I was the one stuck in the middle. I didn't chase danger like Liam, but I couldn't resist following him either. He'd say things like, "Let's climb that old water tower," or "Bet we can touch the top of the train before it moves." And somehow, we'd end up doing exactly that. Ethan would grumble, I'd laugh, and Liam would shine. That balance worked. Until the day he said, "Let's get out of the city." We were sitting on top of a half-built apartment complex, watching cars blur beneath us. Liam was scrolling through pictures of forests, lakes, and ruins swallowed by trees. "This is what we're missing," he said. "Real places, real silence. Out there are no cameras, no fences." Ethan frowned. "You want to go camping?" "Not camping," Liam said. "Exploring." He turned his phone to show us a satellite image, a patch of woods just outside the city. "There's something there. A building maybe. Nobody talks about it. Nobody goes there. I think we should." I should have said no. I didn't. The bus ride out felt wrong, like we were leaving our own timeline. Ethan stared out the window, knuckles white on his backpack straps. Liam grinned, like he'd been waiting for this his whole life. When the bus dropped us off, there was nothing but a gas station and a single cracked road disappearing into the trees. The city noise faded until all we could hear was wind. It felt like stepping off the edge of the world. And then Liam said it. "Let's go." We followed. The forest wasn't just big, it was ancient. The air was cool and heavy with pine. The trees bent above us like ribs, the light cutting through in thin dusty beams. It was beautiful and strange and wrong all at once. The deeper we went, the quieter it became until even our footsteps sounded too loud. For the first time I felt small, and for the first time Liam looked infinite. He spun in a circle, arms wide, smiling. "This is it. This is real adventure." We laughed, we ran, we forgot what silence could hide. We almost missed it. At first it looked like a mound of dirt covered in vines until Liam brushed them aside. Beneath was concrete cracked, decayed, half sunk into the ground. A doorway gaped open, black as oil. "Here it is," Liam whispered, awe in his voice. Ethan hesitated. "It's falling apart. It's dangerous." "That's what makes it worth it," Liam said. And before we could stop him, he stepped inside. Like always, we followed. The air hit us first, stale, thick wrong. Dust covered everything, except where rain had leaked through the ceiling. A hallway stretched ahead, lined with open doors that led into black rooms. It felt like the building was waiting for us. At first it was fun, kicking through rubble, guessing what the place used to be. But then Ethan stopped laughing. He crossed his arms tense. "You always do this," he said quietly. "You find something cool, and then you push it too far." Liam didn't argue. He just stood there staring at the cracked floor. "You think I don't know that?" he said. "Finally. I just don't like being home. Every time I'm there, it feels like I can't breathe." The words hung in the air. I didn't know what to say. That's when we heard it, something moving deeper inside. It sounded small at first, a shuffle, a scrape. Ethan tried to laugh it off. Probably just rats. Then it came again, louder, closer. We followed the sound to a collapsed staircase leading down. The air smelled rotten wet. When I looked closer, I saw them rats. Dozens of them. Dead, twisted, torn apart. Something had been feeding here. Liam's grin finally faltered. "Okay," he whispered. "Maybe we should." A loud crash cut him off. Dust fell from the ceiling. Somewhere below, something was breathing. It wasn't human. The sound wasn't footsteps. It was sliding, dragging, rearranging, like bones grinding against metal. We ran. No plan, no thought, just panic. The hallway twisted, bending in ways that didn't make sense. I swear the building shifted as we moved. When we reached the entrance, it was gone, collapsed into rubble. Ethan screamed. Liam looked up and pointed. There, a hole in the ceiling. Our only way out. Liam climbed first, reaching down for me. I grabbed his hand and pulled myself up. Then I heard Ethan below, gasping, struggling. Behind him, something moved. Ethan couldn't make it. His hands slipped on the wet wall. The shadow below grew taller, unfolding itself, like a spider made of human parts. Liam looked down then at me, and he smiled. "Don't let it take both of us." Before I could stop him, he dropped. I screamed his name as the thing reached him. Long arms snapped forward, wrapping around his chest. It dragged him into the dark. Ethan grabbed me, pulling me back as the ceiling started to collapse. We ran. We didn't look back. We made it to the road by sunrise. The gas station attendant called the police. We told them everything, the building, the creature, Liam. They didn't believe us. They said the structure had collapsed. Liam was crushed. "You boys were lucky," they told us. The newspapers called it an accident. 3 kids went exploring where they shouldn't have. 2 made it out. 1 didn't. Ethan and I stopped talking after that. Not out of anger, out of survival. Sometimes silence is the only way to stay sane. Weeks passed. I couldn't stop replaying that moment, Liam's smile, before he fell. He said it like he meant it. Like he'd been waiting for that moment his whole life. Then one day I saw his parents. They walked right past me on the street. They didn't look broken. They didn't even recognize me. That's when I understood. Liam never wanted to come home because home wasn't safe. He spent his whole life running from something none of us could see. And in the end, he found the only place no one could follow. The ultimate escape. I used to tell myself he died that day. But sometimes late at night, when the city goes quiet, I swear I can still hear it, breathing. They say trauma fades, that one day you wake up and it feels like a dream, distant, harmless. But that's not true. Some nights I still see him. Not in my sleep, but in the corners of my room, in the reflection of glass when I least expect it. And every time he looks the same way he did, that day calm, almost relieved. I used to think he was gone. Now I think he finally found what he was looking for. Freedom. And maybe that thing gave it to him. So if you ever find yourself walking deep into the woods and you come across a building half buried in the earth, don't go inside, because adventure isn't waiting for you. It's waiting on you.